Hey, good morning, my friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This lovely Thursday morning. It is so great to be with you here. It's a little dreary, as you can see. It looks like it might rain. It's cold. There's a breeze blowing in, and things in general are fantastic. I mean, it's a gorgeous day, even with these adverse conditions. There's some wind offshore, but most of the boys have been able to accomplish some really good bluefin tuna fishing last night. We'll have all those details in a moment. The Royal Polaris is on a dream long-range trip, and they continue to hammer away at it. And as we suggested yesterday on the morning briefing, white sea bass are starting to bite. There's more halibut, and rockfish abound up and down the Southern California coast and across the border down to sunny Mexico Lindo. Maybe not so sunny today. Good morning, everybody. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Oh my God, that is so good. I deeply appreciate you being with us. What a show last night. Tackle store or tackle shop confessions with Sam De La Torre down at Island Fishing Tackle in beautiful Carson, California. We had an absolute ball, no question about it. And Sam put on a clinic. So the idea of that show, which is live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m., is to talk about what is currently biting and how they're catching them, as well as go through a myriad of tackle, explaining all the nuances and the right rods and pairing rods with reels and everything else. We had a steady 2.5 hours of questions coming into us last night, and we thank you all for participating, being a big part of the Friedman Adventures family. Scott Buchert, one more time, thanks for all the food you sent down to Sam and I, and the rest of the guys were at Islands, the fishing tackle last night. We deeply appreciate it. Everybody munched out, and I got to bring home some food also, so really great stuff going on. Hey, folks, don't forget, in the show description, we could really use your help. We have shipped down thousands of items to our brothers and sisters in Mexico. It has yet to make the journey down to Cedros Island, but Diego Nuno, who is a deckhand on the Royal Star and lives in Ensenada, is helping us to organize all of that. Throughout the year, we collected thousands of pieces of clothing and medical supplies and books and shoes and so much more. And we stored it down at Gallagher Staging in La Mirada, California. Then we shipped it down, and that was really costly. So if you can spare $5, $10, $100, it would be deeply appreciated. I'll post the link on our Facebook page and everywhere else. And if you can do it, great. If you can't, I understand that. Times are tough for many of us. So if you can do it, it would be great. It's a way of thanking our brothers and sisters south of the border for allowing us to fish in those pristine and gorgeous waters, in this case, Cedros Island. So thanks in advance for all your help. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the Royal Polaris because, man, oh man, they just keep really lighting it up. What a dream trip. Roy Rose and the captain of the Royal Polaris and the crew and all the passengers have been experiencing. They've got several fish over 300 pounds, a whole bunch over 200, a lot of fish in that 90 to 170 pound class, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. The pattern here recently has been really good morning fishing, and then it slows down in the afternoon, and then you're left to suffer in that gorgeous, beautiful weather because it has been absolutely perfect down there. Vladimir Kosturik, a 328-pound yellowfin tuna yesterday. What a catch. And Gary Cotter, Gary Cotter had a 334-pound yellowfin tuna. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic fishing. Most of those big fish come on the kite, but there's been some fly line fish that have been magnificent. John Yamani had one 250 yesterday, I think. He had some other big ones. There's been some really great fishing going on, and the Royal Polaris has been all over. A lot of fish yesterday in the 170 to 334 pound class. Great fishing. There's also been some cabrilla and some wahoo. It's just been a dream trip, and that is continuing. All right, let's talk bluefin tuna because the Polaris Supreme is limited out again on its 2-day trip for bluefin tuna. We're the area that the boys are fishing in here right now this morning. I'll tell you, it's right on the wind line. There's some real breezy weather outside of them, but where they're at, it is breezy but fishable, and the boys are still putting together some outstanding catches. And what I like about this bluefin tuna, 20 to 50 pound fish, incidentally, is that it's biting in the daytime and at night. And man, that is great news. In the daytime, a lot of fish on a fly line bait, like 30 pound fluorocarbon, www.opsonusa.com. That's been working really good. Of course, choosing a good hot bait has been essential to getting a bite, but there has been a considerable amount of ironfish in the daytime hours. Dawasacanas, Colt snipers, they've been working really good, like, 80 grams, 100 grams. That has been a superior way to take these fish, so we're stoked about that daytime bite. And then you get into the nighttime, and the knife jigs have been working great, like 250 grams, 200 grams, sometimes a little bit heavier than that. It has been phenomenal. There's been great nighttime fishing, decent daytime fishing. This looks like it's game on. And if we can ever get this wind to just completely get out of the picture, it's going to be even better. I'm telling you right now, it's cold here this morning, and we do have this breeze. Can you imagine what this bite's going to be like this summer and fall? It is going to be phenomenal, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Remember, Friedman Adventures has several charters lined up. Our 2-day trip on the Apollo, that's leaving May the 31st out of 22nd Street. The options now are incredible. The Bluefin here today is easy range for us on that trip. There's white sea bass that are biting, which I'll get into with you in a moment, and so many other great options. And then we're up there May 3rd with Tucker McCombs on the Endeavor, and then we have some great fall trips to go along with it. So really great signal out there on that bluefin tuna. And while most of that fish is 20 to 50 pounds, you still want to fish, especially the nighttime fish, with heavy tackle, 100 pound at least. You just never know when the big ones are going to show up. They can show up in a flash and surprise you, so keep that in mind. Let me keep it on the other side of the border now for a second and go back down to the Coronado Islands. Grande, San Diego, Mission Bell, all those guys are headed for the islands this weekend. There's some cold, dirty water around the island, which has had our yellowtail bite off the chew here recently. Hopefully that's going to get going again. A month ago, we had a lot of yo-yo ironfish being taken there. They were nice, great, like 15 to 25 pound, biting on the yo-yo really well, or a dropper loop with a good hot sardine. But since that time, it's been mostly all rockfish. You do have that to fall back on, so some excellent rock fishing there, and our fingers are crossed that those forkies are gonna get on the chew one more time again here very, very soon. We need that water to clean up. Sean on the Pride out of 22nd Street Landing. Man, that guy fishes hard. His level of expertise is way up here, and he has done it again, because the Pride has been catching halibut, but now they put together a good sea bass day, as we told you last night on our live show. We updated you throughout the day. The Pride with a nice day, 9 white sea bass and 7 halibut. We have been looking at sea bass in a variety of locations at just about all the islands. Catalina, the Cat's got yellows on it also that look pretty good, but Cat, and then Clemente, and then Santa Barbara, and then up there in the Channel Islands, we're getting really good sign and signal. Wind lays down a little bit more, it's going to get even better and better and better. But a phenomenal day on the Pride, and they are going to continue to keep going. I think they have a reverse day and a half trip leaving this evening. So really great fishing going on. The live squid, the market squid that has inhabited our coastal and island regions throughout the winter, is going to pay big dividends this winter. We have been talking about that for months, and now it's just starting to come to fruition. And when that water temp gets up to 60 and above, that light switch is going to go fully on, and you're going to love what you see. So some nice fishing there. Aloha Spirit, nice white sea bass for them. Tucker McCombs up there on the Endeavor's been looking at them also. There's halibut, there's white sea bass. The sea bass bite in the Channel Islands has yet to really manifest itself, but it is showing all the right signs. And of course, we've seen some really great halibut fishing up there. Marcus Fain the other day on the Aloha Spirit, Danny Erickson, those guys put together one heck of a trip. So that's looking good. By the way, the El Patron is looking great. That boat will be running out of 22nd Street Landing. Ultimately, will be running out of Puerto Vallarta, but she's going to spend a season here at 22nd Street. The El Patron looking great. and I'll have more on that as we move along. Down there in Ensenada, my good friends at Bluefin Sport Fishing, great fishing going on down there on the bottom biters. Hopefully they're going to get some yellows, and that bluefin's not too far out on the offing. We're watching that closely for you, but nice rockfish down there. Wind sailors, those gelatinous creatures that we see here along the beach with the sail. They just get pushed around by the wind and sometimes end up on the beach where they perish. A lot of guys will tell you when you see them, you see albacore. Oh, here he goes again with this albacore nonsense. I'm telling you, that water this year is as good as it gets for albacore. If the albies don't show up this year, this is the way I'm feeling this morning. If they don't show up, I'm never going to look at water conditions again, because they mean absolutely nothing. The missing ingredient, according to so many people, is anchovy. We need more in the environment. Mike McDaniels, Tom Durr, Tommy Holland. I can go on and on and on and on. They'd like to see some more trophy. Now, Tommy Holland's a guy, he's convinced we're going to have an albacore season, and he's got his finger on the pulse of things. So that would be really fantastic to see that all come to fruition once again. More fishing info in a second, but I want to tell you, tonight we'll be live at the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. If you'd like to come by, you can purchase raffle tickets for our big raffle on Saturday. You can also come to Santa Ana River Lakes on Saturday and find us. We're going to have lunch for you when you buy a raffle ticket. We're going to be teaching kids how to tie knots and trout fish. It's all going to be a lot of fun. If you want more info on that, or if you'd like to purchase your raffle tickets, because winners need not be present, time is running out. Give Chuck a call at 310-918-1448. Do it right now. Just send him a text and say, I want some raffle tickets. What do I need to do? He'll fill you in. Or say, hey, I want to bring the kids out to Santa Ana River Lakes. What do I do? He'll fill you in. Give Chuck a call while there's still time. We'll be over there at the Redondo Rod and Gun Club tonight. You can attend that if you'd like to. Also, you can ask Chuck about that. But Bill Wilkerson will also be there tonight. Bill, of course, runs the Malahini and has the Horizon now. That's going to be a great seminar. So we'll start live streaming at 6 p.m. with the Danny Cadota Show, followed up by Bill's great presentation. It should be a great night. All right, rock fishing, it can go from really good to kind of poor sometimes. But for the most part, it's been excellent. With fishing some of this deeper water, we've been catching some nice big reds and all kinds of great fish. The wind is a bit of a problem if you get too far offshore. We'll just see how that plays out as the day goes by. But for the most part, you can start down, in Ensenada, where we saw the boys catching down there, come up to San Diego, and then just walk right up the line. And rock fishing, for the most part, on those colorful, delicious eating rockfish, has been good. I saw some clunkers in there. It happens from time to time. But overall, really good fishing. And it's nice to have that as a backup in case you do focus on surface fish for a little while. It's good to have those rockfish as a backup. Channel Islands, breezy outside, but fishable inside. It's on the border up there. We'll just have to see how that all plays out. Coastal surf fishing, I should say. Still some nice spot fin croaker biting along the beaches. I love sandworms. They feed on grunion eggs. You dig those little devils up, and they pay big dividends. And spot fin croaker do not like to bite artificial lures. They like to bite on bait. So that's the best way to do it. Throwing around a lucky crab lure, a small crocodile, something like that, has also paid off with some pretty darn good halibut fishing. As we have come off another grunion run, we'll keep our eyes on all of that for you also. So folks, there is so much going on, including Friedman Adventures headed toward 2 million views. I never thought it would be possible, and I can't thank you all enough for your great support. All right, it's a little chilly. I'm headed to 22nd Street Landing. I've got a few meetings I've got to get accomplished down there, and then I'm going to be getting ready for tonight's live show. Danny Cadota, doesn't get any better. The man with so many experience and so much knowledge. He'll be sharing that with a live audience tonight, and then we will move you into a great presentation with my friend Bill Wilkerson. Polaris Supreme, limits on the bluefin tuna. We've sent thousands of pieces of items to Mexico. We need your help. Some really excellent rock fishing going on. White sea bass, halibut, and we're just getting started here in 2023. It is going to continue to impress, and I can't wait to bring it to you all year long. Hey, Thanks again, my friends. Really appreciate you being here. Don't forget, check that link out if you're able to help us. It's a GoFundMe link. And if you can make a donation to help us get that stuff down to Cedros, and we'll take you along on the journey. When that stuff goes down, we'll have video for you and so much more. We'll show you all the love and smiles. Thank you for making that happen. Take care, my friends. Have a great day. And I hope to see you tonight and Saturday at Santa Ana River Lakes. Take care.